You know, I had a story in the stack yesterday, and I was hoping I wasn't going to have to use this. But it's about, here it is. Mitch McConnell. It's a Peter Schweizer story. Peter Schweizer has written books about the financial corruption of the deep state, financial corruption of people in the Washington establishment. And at a piece in Breitbart yesterday, the headline, Mitch McConnell and his wife financially tied to the Chi-Com government. As I said, I was hoping I wouldn't have to use this. I was hoping I wouldn't have to go there. But man, folks, they're making it hard. I told you some Mark McKinnon stories. Let me tell you a brief little Mitch McConnell story. After every presidential election where we lost the Senate, where we had minority control of the Senate, Mitch would call. And he was really trying to be helpful. He was attempting to, I'm sure I wasn't the only person he called. He was calling a lot of people, explaining to them how the Senate works, and that there was no reason to really panic over having lost the Senate because of one thing. The Senate, if he called me once, he must have called me 3 different times after 3 different elections where the Republicans had not secured majority control of the Senate. He said, look, the bottom line about the U.S. Senate is it takes 60 votes to get anything, and the Democrats don't have 60 votes. And then he embarked on an effort to educate me on the filibuster and what the Democrats would do if they triggered it or if they blew it up and didn't use it, whatever. But he was attempting to be very helpful. And at the same time, he was engaging in CYA. I mean, they had just failed to win majority control of the Senate, and one of the reasons for his calls was to tell me it's not that bad. They don't got it. Anyway, here is Schweizer's story. Schweizer on Sunday detailed how Mitch McConnell and his wife Elaine Chao are financially tied to the Chi-Com Communist Party. Schweizer was on the Fox News channel's The Next Revolution. That's with Steve Hilton. I think it airs on Sunday night. Said that McConnell's position on China has softened over the years, which he argued is due to the growing relationship between the Chinese government and Elaine Chao's company. Schweizer said, really, it goes to the fact that Mitch McConnell and Elaine Chao, his wife, are financially tied to the Chinese government. Now, I have to say that Peter Schweizer has written book after book after book. He's detailed the Clintons and their financial corruption and their illegal ties to agents of foreign governments. And nobody has challenged him. Nobody has sued him. Nobody has told him to take it down. Nobody has accused him of lying. They've just ignored it and hoped that it would go away. And the same thing is happening here. So if you want to know why the establishment, the swamp, the deep state, if you want to know why they say that China Joe and Mitch McConnell will work well together, look no further than renowned investigator Peter Schweizer's Follow the Money revelations about McConnell and his wife. And, you know, folks, this is not, I know both these people. I know Mitch McConnell. I know Elaine Chao. This is why I've always said you never want to get close to these people because you don't want to make them enemies, and you still have to be able to report the truth. Again, Schweizer has not been wrong on any of his years and years of reporting on the Bidens. I suspect that he's not wrong on this. Nobody's even tried to debunk it. Elaine Chao was the first to ditch Trump. According to Schweizer, this is the strategy of the Chinese government across the world. They seek out political elites They give them commercial deals, and they end up being wedded to the Chicoms. They don't want to anger the Chinese. The McConnells don't, because they could destroy their families financially, like the mafia. So you don't want to make the Chicoms mad once they've got their hooks into you. So there's some snark going around. Maybe the Chinese told McConnell, hey, it's time to lower the boom on Trump. So I don't know if it would even take that. I don't know how surprised I am that this has happened, because I think all of the Washington establishment has made up their minds that they are all in on destroying as much of Trump and his family as they can. Let me hit the spot break. We'll come back and get to the phones right after. Don't go away.
The most powerful name in talk radio. Rush on the EIB network.